Hello. Hello, Standy. What a lovely time. Oh, that's lovely. You mean the channel, don't you? Which is quite understandable. So, as I'm sure of most of you do, hello, Joseph. It is 4:30 here, 4:30 p.m. And usually around now, we have a show. And I'm sure, like most of you, I'm sat around it's a Saturday afternoon here, late afternoon. And usually it'd be where I sit down and I watch a show and I'd be looking forward to just sitting down and listening to people be silly. Um, yeah. Hello, Megan. And no one's got a show. Nothing's on. So I thought, do you know what? I'll take advice that I heard a while ago. If you want something done, do it yourself. Why not? Wait, what? You're not a lady, are you? What? Oh, sup, ladies. I see. No, I'm not a lady. Well, not in the traditional sense. I haven't got anything exact to talk about. I just wanted to come on and just sort of do stuff. L'œuf or le boeuf. That's the egg or beef. And I'll tell you how I know that. I never really did French school. I did French school a little bit, but there was a Chelsea defender. I suppose Tommy. Yeah, I heard he wasn't too well last night. I didn't get to watch the show because it's silly o'clock in the UK. It was like midnight, and by then I'm fucking well asleep. But yeah, who was it said? Someone said he wasn't feeling too well. Or something I can't remember. Take your shirt off, you. I've just put it on, Jeremy. I've just showered. Yeah. Do you know that was my feedback from having too many of them. The bag that you get them in, at first you think, is that it? There's not many. There's probably about 10. And then you'll eat them all in one go. And then about a couple of hours later, Luis. When's the race? Are we referring to the Grand Prix, the grand prize, the big prize? So there's a few races. It's not like it's the TT, which is earlier in the year, and the Grand Prix. It's sort of a series of races across different engine sizes and different types of bike. Oh, I see. Sorry, silly me. Your bullet race. So we need to get restocked up. So we'll get some of those. I think what we're going to do is get some in for Hyrox, and we'll do a members only, behind the paywall, members only Holy Balls eat off. Me and Yon can be on camera together and we'll just have a race to see who can eat a bag of Holy Balls the quickest. Matt Black Road Balls. Matt Black. There's got to be so many men out there called Matt Black, isn't there? I've never met one, but do you know what I was listening to today? The Deftones album, new one. Very, very good. Very reminiscent. I'm sure Jeremy agrees. Souvenirs, my favorite track on it so far. Mine is on me. Yeah, well, Yon's Mr. Skinny Pants now. He's gone like really lean. He's leaning me behind. I'm heavier. Yeah, Stanley, have you listened to the new album? I think it came out like maybe last week, this week, but I've only got around to listening to it in fully today. Is anyone coming to argue or something? No, no one's coming to argue in here. No one's allowed. I don't have any of that on my watch. Coke Zero. Jeremy thinks it's gay. Wrencham. Actually, yeah. Tremendous. Yeah, you liked it. Good. It's good because it's just nostalgic for me. and I'm sure it is for you as well. But it's the sound is exactly like it. And that's what I kind of like Souvenir because of that. It's the most uh, for me. This is the same. I wasn't around for that discussion when people were talking about safe space. Don't know why I missed it. Did you ever miss stuff in class when you were a kid, and then you've grown up as an adult, and you sort of have a gap in your knowledge? I feel like that the only reason I now know what a pronoun is and a noun is because of the whole like they them thing. Until that, I was like, ooh, I don't really, I couldn't tell you what a pronoun was. It's only the last like 5, 6, 7 years that I know what that is about now. It's a yield. So yeah, Deftones good. I was at the races earlier on. Got the Grand Prix going on at the moment for 2 weeks, which is lovely. Bit of bikes, bit of Michael Jordan. I am drinking water that has the words "Save Our Oceans" on it. Was save our oceans. Drink water. Not sure that goes hand in hand. Anyway, do you know what? Every time I do a show, I've got this thing on my. I've got a Velcro patch that I had made for our weightlifting association. It's just sat there. I'd happily mail it to anyone that wants a patch for their bag. If anyone would like one. Yeah, sounds a little bit California. Yon can't be with me today because he is at a joint barbecue so there's 4 of his friends. I'm looking at photos like standees for the turtles. Yes, Aussie turtles. Hey Shawnee, how are you? Stanley, I watched the video and I was going to comment, and then I thought I will end up looking like an idiot if I comment, and there's a reason for that. I was going to say it's way too much effort. Like all that the cooking video you put on last night. It's very well done, but I can honestly tell you right here, right now, I have never ever put that much effort into a meal ever. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm 40. I never tell anyone. It's just way too much effort for me. Way too much effort. It sounds like when tobacco had the anti-smoking cancer campaign. Yeah, weird, isn't it? Save our oceans. So my kids went through the water cycle a few months ago. We went through it all. It's cool. It's nice when you re-educate. Kenneth, you homeschool, don't you? Like, is there anything that you've taught and then you've gone, oh, and you learn from it? Like my kids are 8 and 6, so there's not much of it. But when I like reiterate stuff that I've already gone through, aging like rotting milk. What will it take for me to get a rent? Well, you fucking got one, you nonce. Can you not see it? You've got a wrench. And you, Megan. Jesus, cross that. But that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah. I had this conversation the other day. There was this program in the UK in the 80s and 90s called Bullseye. And it was a darts show. Do you guys play darts? I know you have like lawn darts. But we have like darts. I think you guys have it. I can't remember. And it's like a darts board. It's like a round dart with different numbers on it all the way up to 20. Anyway, it was a game show around darts. And it was very working class thing. And it was on a Saturday night. And you'd have guys on there, and there would be a few women go on there, but mainly blokes. And I was watching a rerun recently, and one of the guys came on, and he was like, I thought he was like 50, and he came on, he was like 28, and I was like, fuck, we have got so much better. Like, well, have we? Or is it just I'm 40 now, and I feel like we have, who knows? If in the South Southern part of the states is open in how they teach the Civil War. Okay. Bar game, but it's not telly like yours. Not big telly. Okay, yeah. I mean, I've been to a live darts big thing once just to get absolutely smashed when I was about 23. Smashed means drunk, not intercourse. But yeah. CrossFit, can you give a tiny bit of context? Yeah, I didn't. I've just seen the start of the war discussed in debatable fashion, Sean. Oh, right. Okay, where was that? I'm from Arkansas. Arkansas. What is that a French word, Arkansas, or is it Native American? Because you don't pronounce the S at the end, do you? Why I've always had this issue with the French language. Why do they bother with the last letter at the end of words? If you're never going to pronounce it, why bother doing it? It just seems completely redundant to me. Arkansas. Why bother having that S? Like, it's just French. It's just like get rid of the last letter, yeah? War of Northern wow, okay. So CrossFit, how would you rephrase that? Arkansas. War of Northern Aggression. Would it not be War of Southern humiliation? I don't really know what I'm talking about. All I know is the North one. Well, the whole country won, didn't they? Was it actually like, so do you see it as the North versus the South and then the South lost? I've got no idea. You say it in Kansas. Yeah. Why is that? Why is it different? I suppose it'd be weird. Arkansas, where the North shot slavery out the South. Yeah. So was it just a war on slavery, or was it the North versus the South, or was it a class thing? A class. Tell me. Do tell me. Please tell. Jake's history lesson for the day. So I have got yes, because post-war the South was kind of subservient. Didn't know that. So it's kind of like a. And did that have any lasting effect in terms of like relationship? Follow the money. Always follow them. You've always got to follow the money, Kenneth. It's always the way. That's why if you get rid of it, who do you follow? Can't remember. Was it? Yeah. So so I don't know if you remember. Okay. Don't know if you remember. Last week I said I've got 3 weeks till my powerlifting competition, and I had to lose 4 kilos in body weight, which is about 9 pounds. Statues and base names and whatnot. Okay. So a week has gone by, and I've lost 1.5 kilos of body weight. And I thought what I'd do, because I don't want to test too quickly towards close to the bloody hell. You guys don't say bloody hell, do you? Power bottom comment. Power bottom. What's more gay? Power bottom, or what's the opposite of power? I talk about bottom. And hello, Ken. Hi, PK. What's the opposite of a power? There's a word. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, what's more gay? A power bottom, or would it be a soft top? I don't know what's it called. All right. Weak. Yeah. Basically, we learned that the North wanted to end slavery, plus the South wanted power in the states and not within a federal. So the South wanted to be separate from the USA, or not? Twink. Is that what that is? So you get a twink and a bottom. No. No. Subservient. Yeah. What is there an opposite? Well, I think we need to find this out. Hang on. ChatGPT. My God. When AI takes over and they go back and they say, right, we're gonna evaluate your search. One thing I always write is please may you tell me, or please can I ask, what is the name for the opposite of a power bottom in gay lingo? It's just a sub. Yeah, me too. I say thanks or please may I. Passive. Okay. Pa- in gay lingo, a power bottom. Opposite would usually be called a passive bottom. Okay. So, all right, in that case then, what's more gay, a passive top or a power bottom? There's a question for you. Sub top. Is that more gay? Yeah, I think so. Don't know. Crossfire. I saw a news article where they asked people. I saw a news article where they asked people to stop saying thank you because the program is right response. Yeah, it's like melting the icebergs apparently. That where everyone's saying thank you and please. You know what, Sean? I didn't see that in a news article. I saw that in a really funny Instagram account where the programs are all like mascots and they're all like swearing and stuff. Very funny. But the irony is that was all AI. So someone had to use a lot of generation to create that. Anyway, passive bottom. That's gotta be the most gay, I would have thought. Do you think? Do you think? I guess so, because you're putting your back into it literally. Um The new Google one has a 3% factor of energy usage compared to others. Does that mean it uses more, 3% more, 3% less? Airtight. What a great phrase that is. One of my favorite phrases ever is, I don't know if you say this in the US, but if someone's like stingy with their money, if they're frugal, they're tight. We call them tight. You're a bit tight, mate. Tight of money. Tighter than a submarine door. That, I mean, what an incredible visual that is. Picture or catch which one? Yeah, good question. Oh, we need an update on how the UK is not actually fat, but like, yeah. So, yeah, frugal, cheap. Yeah, cheap. Cheap's a cheap. Cheap. Before we get onto that, Jeremy, who's top and who's bottom? Bert or Ernie? Do you think who's the yellow one? I can't remember. Is Bert the Hebert? Bert's the yellow one. He is a power bottom, I reckon. Out of the two of them. Anyway, Jeremy. Yeah. So I don't know if you've been keeping up with this. So, Bert top. Do you think I'd say he's a power bottom? You know. Or Bert is top. Do you think? Oh, right. Jon's not here, so we can talk about it. Has everyone seen? Yeah, yeah. But like underneath the t-shirt, though. Talking of t-shirts, do you like my first year I did the Open? I got a t-shirt. I didn't really buy them after that. I don't know why. They became less available, I think. Right, what were we talking about? Yeah. Um so couple of weeks ago, in a city called Birmingham or Birmingham, if you've ever watched the Peaky Blinders, it's there. So, right, I'm just gonna tell my son to shut up. Johnny, please, can you stop shouting? Oh, good. He got a new bike today and he's really excited. Yeah, one of my favorite t-shirts. This is still fits. What are we talking about? Yeah, so this would have been about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. It was Pakistan's Independence Day. Pipe down on it, yeah. It was Independence Day of Pakistan, and in Birmingham, there's a large and when I say large, it's like I think 5, 6, 7% of the population of Birmingham is Pakistani. So they put out some flags, the Pakistani flag, to celebrate their independence, which other nations do it in the UK. So it's celebrated because we're a mongrel nation. Have been for a long time. We are a mongrel nation. We've always been like that. If you look at our history, it's just constantly changing all the time. And then the council, Birmingham Council, took down the British flags in Birmingham, and a few of the lads started putting up British flags. So we've got 2 flags in England that we use, so to speak. Got the Union flag, which is called the Union Jack when it's on a boat, when it's on a ship, or when it's on a plane, when it's traveling and representing Britain. The Union flag is the actual flag. Now, St. George's flag is the flag of England, because England is a separate country, not within the Union. So we've got the St. George's flag and we've got the Union flag, and those 2 kept popping up, and the council kept bringing them down. And there's been a bit of a not so much of a debate online. You get people with fucking microphones going up to randomers in the high streets and saying, "What do you think of this?" for their fucking Instagram channel and TikTok. And it's sort of brought up this discussion around the flag or flags in England, and the council started taking them down. So people, not yet. So people began putting flags up on pillars and posts and on the motorway or freeway, we call it a motorway, on telegraph poles, up where people couldn't get them. They got higher and higher because the council was sending people to take them down. And it's become this thing called Operation Raise the Flag, and all over England, and it's now gone into Wales and Scotland, and they're doing it with their flag. People are just putting up flags fucking everywhere on roundabouts. I know you guys can't deal with a roundabout, but some of these roundabouts are just a white circle on the middle, so people know where to go around it. And lads have been going up with red paint and just making it basically a St. George's cross. And the councils just can't keep up, so they've basically given up taking them down. So all around the UK or Britain, St. George's flag in England, and then St. George, fucking hell, the Union flag has been going up everywhere as well. And so there's this massive wave, and it's not in mainstream media that there's been massive, not riots, they're not demonstrations, that's it, and protests around the UK the last couple of weeks, because the discussion around immigration numbers has become very, very big. It's become kind of frontline now. The politicians are having to discuss it. Radios is discussing it. And the most left-leaning news stations, let's call it, they are now publishing data on their sites and showing numbers. And although they're not as high as fucking you'd imagine, like they're pretty high. Like in the last year, we had, I think it was 45,000 illegal immigrants come over to the UK. So 45,000, it's not like a lot, but it's enough where it over the years it does make a bit of an impact. And the other thing is that asylum seekers come over, which is another category, and they are housed in hotels. I think it's a bit like New York and other places that you guys know about, where hotels will be basically cleared out and filled with asylum seekers. What I do like though is that people have been going around with their little microphones and interviewing asylum seekers that are over, and they've interviewed them about this flag thing. And the asylum seekers say, like, well, why are they having to take down the flag? And the people going, yeah, we don't know. And then there's the lefties, like the 62-year-old white women with the dresses pulled up below their boobs, they're the ones that are saying that it's offensive, the flag's offensive. And the irony is, right, is that those 62-year-old women, their dads served in World War II, and their mums were at home building the machinery that the dads were sending to France and to Europe to use. So it's a funny old time. Yeah, Jeremy, the 45 are the wrong type of person. So the thing that's always got me, and the thing that's always made me question why it's not dealt with is whenever you see the videos or pictures of there's these like dinghies coming across from France. Two things. If you're escaping persecution and death and war and blah, 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 I don't know if you've ever seen the map of Europe that well. I'll show you. Where's the map? Oh, this has turned into a right malarkey, isn't it, this show? So let me get rid of that. Oh, why is it on dark mode? Oh, because I've got a widget thing on my Chrome. So yeah, I'll talk you through this. I quite like talking about this because it's I feel like I can remain relatively level-headed. So a lot of the illegal immigrants that come across, because obviously there's always going to be genuine asylum seekers. That's always going to be the case. So, and we're not against migration. We'd be fucked if we didn't have migration. We can't be a static nation with like 65 million people on it. We just can't do that. So, you know, in and out is absolutely fine. It's like you guys do over here. But there's ways in which you do it properly. And there's situations and systems in place for that, which is cool. But it's the people that don't use that system that are usually questionable, and that's because you question it because why haven't they gone through the other routes? That's the question I ask. Anyway, so a lot of the illegal immigrants that come across this little channel here, they go in rubber dinghies at night or when they can't get caught, and they go from France over here and they go across the channel to England here. As soon as they get on British soil, legally, they get granted asylum and then they get processed. However, the concern raised is a lot of the time is if you're escaping these areas and persecution, you have to have gone to get to France. You have to have either traveled through the Gibraltar Strait, through Spain, through France, and to the north. Or a lot of people arrive in Italy and they go through Italy on land, go up through France, and then to here. Others go up through Greece, Bulgaria, through Czech, through Germany has quite a lot of people. But you have to have gone through all of these countries that do grant asylum and do have a lot of land, a lot of hotels, and a lot of opportunity to get to here to then go across the channel. That's the questionable bit about all of this. And there was an agreement recently set by Keir Starmer, who's the UK Prime Minister at the moment, and Macron, who's the French Prime Minister, I think that's his role, where they agreed for every illegal immigrant that the French turned away from the UK and brought back and maintained in their country, the UK would host and accept an asylum seeker legally directly from other countries, not France. So that's what's been organised. So what have I missed in the chat? Because I was doing that. Why is it on funny? There we go. I'd love to get him on the show. But yeah, so going back to what the point was, Jeremy. You'll hear this quite a lot. And Tommy Robinson is he has the unfortunate position of being very working class. And when it comes to politics in Britain, if you're working class, you tend to be looked down upon. And you don't get the opportunity initially to you have to work your fucking arse off to get seen or heard in politics. But he's consistently talked a lot of hard truths that people didn't want to hear, because from about the Labour government came in 97, it might have been 96 actually, came in about 96. Post 1996 until obviously 2001, when September 11th happened, you had Iraq. The ripple effect and the knock-on effect from 9/11 was throughout the Middle East, and then into Europe came a lot of people. And because of that, the systems that were put in place in the UK allowed for a lot of people to take the piss, allowed for a lot of people to come over and use it as a chance to come over. Those systems have never been repealed, and if anything, they've actually got softer. Yeah, exactly. And I take pride in having been brought up working class. I hold that with honor. It's something that I love about me, about my upbringing. Sorry, I'm really pleased it was that way around. Of course, you get other opportunities if you're upper class or whatever. But we've got this massive history of having an upper class, like the bloody communists were trying to break, and the proletariat and bourgeoisie, and they were trying to break that chain between factory owners and factory workers. We've always had an upper and a lower class. With the advent of the middle class, there became an even more of a caste system, and we never really had the opportunity for the lower class to make it to the top because of our history of having monarchy and politics and that two-tier system. Whereas, jealous, is quite admirable, and what the US has is incredible, where the American dream is anyone can get to the top, which is cool. And I don't know how often that happens, but it is pretty cool. Yeah, peak of mind. But so going back to Tommy Robinson, he has the unfortunate circumstance of being a working class man, and unfortunately, when you have the tendencies of working class, a lot of the time you come across as angry or resentful, or you've got a chip on your shoulder, or you're fighting the upper classes. And people don't tend to listen because they assume that you're just angry because of that, because of the chip on your shoulder, rather than actually having anything to contribute. So, however, the other side of that, I think he is a very aggressive man, and he's probably developed that because of his circumstance. So he He probably is well and within his right to be aggressive, but I think to get anywhere in politics, if he were to get involved in politics, I don't think he'd be able to anymore. But I think he would need to a little bit more camera trained, a bit more play the politic rather than play the angry man. Now, in terms of what's happening at the moment in the UK, is the silent majority have woken up. Sorry, my WhatsApp's gone fucking mad. I'll put it on do not disturb. Okay. The silent majority have woken up, and the people that are raising these flags, the people that are demonstrating, the people that are going out, they're not the people in Parliament. They're not the people in Hampstead Heath. They're not the rich people. They're not the people that live in mansions. They're the working class people, and they are the silent majority. And they've had enough. And all it would have taken was this build up of circumstance. And I tell you what, we have to thank for that as well is the US. What's happened in the US since Trump came in. Hello, Sabir. If that is Sabir, if that is really you, Sabir. It's the Trump effect. It's the opening of conversation around this kind of shit, making it normal again to be able to have this discussion, because it was because of the history of the UK and the colonial past. We were almost put in a position where we felt embarrassed of that, and we had to take it on the chin when people would talk about culture, or that we, feel in that way. Even though the UK didn't have slavery within Britain, I mean, it might have been exported elsewhere, but we never had it in Britain. And we were the ones that actually abolished it first in the world. We were the first country to ever, in the history of mankind, abolish slavery. So with that in mind, in the last 20 odd years, we've had these waves of different nationalities coming in, and the working class having an issue with it when it got to a certain number. So it was, first of all, it was Eastern Europeans. So in the first early 2000s, it was like Poles, Romanians, Lithuanians, Latvians, Belarusians, people coming across from that sort of region. And then the last 10 or so years, it's been around Muslims coming over. And although inherently not a problem, when you have instances that mount up, and the problem is the government, the problem is the system, the problem is that the system that allows it, that caters for it. And what you guys have got in the US at the moment for another 3 years is someone that is just enacting legislation or just going and doing things. Now, the issue that we've got is the prime minister that we have at the moment was the legal counsel that dismissed a lot of the grooming gangs in the early 2000s. So he was on the legal council that dismissed them, and now he's the prime minister. So there's that to bear in mind. The economy is okay, but it's pretty tanked. But again, it's like I heard someone saying the other day, we're getting fed this news now. It's not like it's always never been here. We're just 24-hour news is being constantly pumped onto our handsets that we're holding in our phone, just like we had with COVID. It was daily updates. It was how many people were dead today. It's don't go outside. It's this fear mongering that gets people and stirs up these issues predominantly. But we do need not quite Trump. We need someone with the assertiveness to do what Trump has done in the US, but over here. We're a small nation. We've got 80 million people across the whole of it. Turnaround time is quick with legislation. It doesn't have to go through the states. It just does, and it just enacts. And the numbers we're looking at aren't in the millions, you know. So it's not all doom and gloom. Anyway, see the chat's not fussed about any of this. Got my Coke Zero. So yeah, so I've got my powerlifting meet in 2 weeks today, and I looked up. I'm gonna have my Coke Zero. I looked up what I need to get. So I don't know if you know this. I'm 40. In the 93 kilo body weight category, because all the strength sports use kilos. Didn't know if you knew that. Yeah, man, that was crazy, wasn't it? Matt, what are your thoughts on that? Are you under the impression that that was like legitimately an attempt on his life, or do you think, what do you think about that? Do you think it was like a setup? Do you think, because it weren't there like rumors of like a silly business going on with him? How did he get up there in the first place? He didn't know how to fire a gun, all that kind of crap. Do you think, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think it was just what it was? So you think, so when you say deep state, do you think it was someone like, I don't know, the CIA or someone like that? The chosen one. But yeah, 93 times 2.205. So 205. So I've got to weigh 205 pounds in 2 weeks' time. That will be my body weight, and I need to lose. Well, I'm down to 95 and a bit now, so I've got to lose another 2 kilos. So I've got to lose 4 or 5 pounds in 2 weeks, which is a sauna and a big shit, to be fair. So what I tried to do is taper for the next couple of weeks. I won't hit anything over 60% now, and just quality movement, rehab the joints and everything, get my cardio, maintain that for my body weight. If you stand down to go for a lone nut, it's still yeah, weird, isn't it? Very odd. It's one of those surreal ones, isn't it? When it was on at the time, it was like, this is weird. Oh my God, USA. And then like a year or however long it is later, it must be coming up to a year now. It's got to be. Because it was just before he got elected. That's November, isn't it? Yeah, it must be coming up to a year now. But when you live through those things, it's like 9/11. That's fucking 24 years ago. Can you believe that? 24 years ago. That is fucking nuts. Anyway, where were we? Powerlifting. So obviously it's squat, bench, deadlift, SBD. You have 3 attempts at each. And you know how old I am. SBD. So I'm now in the 40 to 49 age division, which is M1, so Masters 1 in powerlifting. And to qualify for the English nationals, not the British, the English nationals, I have to hit a total of 535 kilos. So 535 times by 2.205. It's 1,180 pounds. So 1,180 pounds across the 3. Woo! What the deuce? I took a deuce now. Did you take half an hour to have a shit? You must be old. So yeah, I've got to hit basically 1,180 pounds over the 3. Now, this week I've tested all 3. Have you switched to powerlifting, Severe? That's cool. You're in the lighter weight divisions, I think. I'd have thought. I can't remember. But yeah, so I've got to hit 535 for English nationals, and I worked out if I hit a 190 squat, a 130 bench, and a 215 deadlift, that'll get me my 535. So I've tested all three this week. I hit bench and deadlift today for singles. I did squat singles on Wednesday, and I've hit all three of those this week. Hello, Jeffro. Hope you're well. Dang it. I missed the bubble. No. We haven't talked about him yet. Okay, Daniel. So hold fire. Just talking about powerlifting at the moment. Yeah, so 535, I've hit all numbers. So 190. Well, the rest of the world is so far ahead in terms of weight. That's the thing, though, Sabir, right? So you're 83. Cool. Yeah, so I'm in the 93. Are you are you okay in that 83? Are you up at the towards the top end, or are you like struggling to hit 83? I've had to lose 4 kilos in 3 weeks to taper down, but that's fine. Because I'm in the higher weight range. But the thing is, Sabir, so I think I took a screen grab. Hold your horses. That's England weightlifting. Minimum masters and 40. That's weightlifting. So the other thing, I was nice, awesome. You want to be as heavy as you can within there. Yeah. Just trying to see if I'm sure I took a screen grab of it. Anyway. Hello, Pat. How are you? All right. You've been very generous with your money this week. Thank you. Jake, do people come? Yeah. So yes and no. Just made the national bench press team. Cool. Nice. Awesome work, Sabir. Good stuff. So there's certain countries that are going to be way ahead in terms of weight, only because the population's bigger. The scale of the competition they'll be able to qualify for is a higher grade, let's call it. And British powerlifting has always been very strong. So the numbers are always reflective of that. And what I like is I'm going to qualify for the English weightlifting Masters Champs as well, which is it's the first week of December, and it's like 3 weeks before my wife gives birth. I'm going to have to travel. But I'm going there to coach anyway, so I might as well compete. But English weightlifting nationals, it's mad. The drop off in total for qualification at 40 for weightlifting, as opposed to the not so much of a drop for powerlifting. Obviously, we know why. Because explosive power tends to get explosive power deteriorates first if you don't maintain it, obviously, as you get older, and then power tends to be able to maintain a bit longer. So and if you go into a regular gym, that's all right. It's not. It's fine. If you go into a regular gym, how many guys and women, but how many blokes in a normal gym are squatting, sometimes benching and deadlifting? More people do those, so therefore, from a younger age, so therefore there's more numbers. Because there's more numbers, it's more populated, I guess. You got more people doing it. The thing is, though, with that, I will say, British weightlifting have had a huge surge of numbers in popularity, in entrance, in terms of monetary, in terms of popularity, competition, spectators, and it's all because of CrossFit. All because of CrossFit, and it's awesome. So which is great. Yeah, 8 out of 10 are doing SBD, and so if you think about if 80% of those guys are doing that in a normal gym, I know if you're specializing, you probably go to a specialist gym, but generally speaking, more men do SBD than weightlifting. So numbers are there, but in terms of like the weightlifting, there's a junior, so junior's under 23 years old in powerlifting. There's a junior on the island called Thomas, and he's at 770 total in my age group. So he's hitting 250 kilos more than me, um, which is fucking nuts. And that's just on the Isle of Man. Like, and then you go to England, and what we've had recently in the last few years is that they've put a big push into getting clubs set up in different parts in like urban areas. And what you found is that a lot of and one of my athletes, Janet, she's the British champion in the 50 to 60 or 50 to 59 category in her weight category in power and weightlifting. She's Nigerian. She's got 5 kids. She's a doctor. She's just this superwoman, right? But the British, the GB squad is like 60% Nigerian heritage. It's mad. It's so cool. So because of like the amount of melting pot that we've got in Britain of these different cultures, and I guess that's why the US is so damn awesome, is that you've got all these different cultures coming in and you can hand pick them for sport, because your system for sport is very different to ours. We don't go the collegiate route. CrossFit, you're absolutely correct, other than her back squat. So, I mean, her back squat's 170 kilos. That's at the age of 57. Yeah, exactly. The the prospects and the doors that people have opened via affiliates is nuts. All these other sports, all these gyms that are functional fitness areas, all these sports that have grown and are now popular. I don't know if CrossFit gets enough. And when I say CrossFit, I don't necessarily mean HQ and methodology. I mean the affiliates. I don't know if we get enough recognition for that. I'm not sure. Um, that is nuts. We talked about this the other day. Actually, they have a, a system where they can recruit from countries within the French. I don't want to say colony system, whatever it is, Commonwealth, whatever you'd call it. Yeah, it's nuts. Um, what was the workout, Joseph? Can you tell me what the workout was? Sounds good. Um, yeah, exactly. Bumper plates weren't a thing. um, Decent miles and mothers and girls. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. And the thing is, we won't. The nature of CrossFit is we won't necessarily get that kudos. It won't be filtered back. But what we can be proud of is our impact on that. Um, oh, do you know what happened today? I got another advert today on my Facebook page, my personal one. I got a sponsored ad from CrossFit again, which was cool to see. But a woman came up to me in my powerlifting class, she's early 60s, and she started telling me about an article she'd read about sugar and cancer. And I was like, "All right, sounds familiar." And she's pulled up her phone and it was fucking CrossFit.com. And she had no idea, and she doesn't know what CrossFit is. So she's starting to see all this stuff, which is cool. But yeah, so here we go. Right. So what's this? Every 7 minutes for 5 rounds. Right. Okay. 259. Oh, fuck off. 5 rounds of that. Way too much. That's fucking shit. I mean, it's good, but shit. Hello. Heidi, talking of shit. Hello, Heidi. Heidi, Heidi did a 5K. Now, Heidi, it wasn't a PB, was it? Was it or PR? PR. We say PB, personal best is what we say. It was terrible. Yeah, so I coached. What did I do? I had PT this morning at 6 till 8, and then I did a high rock session. As in coached it. It was a PB. Was it a PR? Ooh, well done, Heidi. Well done. Um, hello, David Weed. How are you? Is that for me or for Standy? Yeah, high rock. So this high rock session. So it was really simple to fucking coach. It was a dream. Sometimes the high rock sessions are well complicated. Their intervals and all this shit. It was 4-minute window of work, 2 minutes of rest. And it was 500-meter run, max calorie row in the remaining time. So let's say you took 2 minutes to do the 500 run, you'd have 2 minutes of rowing calories, and then it was 2 minutes rest, and it was 6 rounds of that. Really fucking simple. But yes, there bloody is, Heidi. Fuck you, because I'm doing a couples one with Jon. So when he's working, I'm not. So, but yeah, on the island, there's a big cycling community, which is, I mean, no shit. Like the cyclists we've produced here, like Cav, the greatest Tour de France cyclist of all time. High yacht box. Yeah, we've got a lot of cyclists on the island. Now, do you think what's the big run? Oh, actually, today it's not a run, but you just reminded me. Hasn't he won the most amount of thingies as well? Where's Mason when you need him? What was I fucking talking about? God, what's the big run? So today, one of the gyms that I work at is the National Institute of Sport, and it's right next to the athletics track or the track. And they're doing a 24-hour track race thing to raise money for cancer research. So that was cool. That's a 24-hour one, but they do a lot of run. Like there's one here called the Parish Walk, and it is a walk. Nah, no way. Beverly Hills Ninja. What's Beverly Hills Ninja? Is that like Beverly Hills Cop, but like a ninja instead? Backyard Ultra, Walter Goggins, Nick Ware. Yeah, I only know I can only do that one. Chris Rock, Chris Farley. What are we talking about? Yeah, there's the parish walk. So the island is divided up into parishes. Obviously, the churches used to rule the waves and all that shit. So the parishes around the island, so areas really. Interesting fact for you: a load of the towns and villages are called Kirk, and then wherever Kirk Michael, Kirk whatever, Patrick, and what it is, Kirk is Celtic for church or old language for church. So it'd be Church Michael, and it's the patron saint of that church, is where it's called. Anyway, the parishes that are around the island, I think it's what is it? I think it might be close to 100. Yeah, fuck off, Matt. Have a good one. But they walk it, and they've got like they're gonna do it, all this kind of stuff. Jezebel. Oh, Jet. It's not Jezebel. Is it Jet? You're gonna set a podcast at the Congress. I'll watch it. Yeah. I mean, but whatever content we provide will be for people all around the globe, obviously, and producing it. So if there are any suggestions, if there is anything specific that you guys want to hear or do that, me and Jon are more than happy to do that. So Coaches Congress is on October the 4th and 5th, which is 3 weeks before. That's a good point, actually. Me and Jon. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, Me and Jon are going to meet at Coaches Congress before we meet in our hotel room in Birmingham. So yeah, so we've got a few weeks left. But yeah, let us know if there's anything specific. Like Fronin's going to be there, Facundo's going to be there. We've got Facundo coming on the show, by the way, on next Sunday, I think. Hang on. That's going to be so cool. Facundo's, every time I've heard him talking on a podcast, he makes me chuckle a lot. So I'm really looking forward to that. Did you all watch the Lauren Smith show that we did in the week? Lauren's awesome. And we really want to get on back and again. She's been really, really helpful this week as well, sending us some bits and bobs. Any names picked out for newborn? We've got a few. CrossFit doing mutant cycling killed the growth here. Yeah, potentially. Of course he is. We all know that. Yeah, neither did I until I researched it, and now I've got to learn how to say it. So my kids are called Athena and Adonis. Katie's got Greek heritage, so we've gone with that. They're both A, obviously. So Athena and Adonis. So we don't know the sex yet, whether it's a boy or a girl. So we obviously have to think about both of them. Athena and Adonis are Facundo. There are a lot of Greek names beginning with A, but both of them are from mythology, like Athena and Adonis. So we're in a pickle. We're in a bit of a position where we don't know, because there's so many Celtic and Norse names that we love as well. But if we branch away from the Greek, we'll have two Greek, and then we'll have one that doesn't suit. So Agamemnon is such a cool name. I suggested Ajax as well. Atlas is cool. Hello, Josh. Have we met? Now, I really like, don't tell my wife, I really like Ares, as in God of War. But there's so many. Armageddon out of here. There's so many names that I like. We've got so many to choose from. And I think what we're going to do, we're just going to have we're going to relax, and then we'll have a day after it's born. We'll be in the hospital. We'll bring it home, and we'll just decide when it comes around. So really interesting factoid, Barry. On my side of the family, all boys have their dad's name as their middle name to pass it down. So Donny his middle name's Jake. So so we do pass that on. So if it is a boy, his middle name will be Jake. And Katie's side of the family, if it's a girl, they've always had the middle name Elizabeth. Gender reveal. I'll reveal my gender. I won't really. That's behind the paywall. Yeah, it's a funny one, Grant, isn't it? Like, it's a fucking big decision. Like, I know majority of you are. Thank you, Gertrude. I know a lot of you are parents here, so you've gone through this as well. I don't know if you went through this as well, but I hadn't fully understood the enormity and the pressure of naming the child until I had to then. It's not my wife. Katie's an American that's moved to a village just north of Peterborough. That one. She wants to go to a rugby match as well. There we go. Clicky knees. I had 7 clicks when I stood up the other day. I think it was a PB or PR. It went da 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 da. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Felt good. Um, with my daughter, national, pregnant, and right, yeah. But like we felt like I certainly felt this. I just thought, yeah, it's a name. But like it's a big decision because when you really think about it, Agamemnon's such a cool name. When you really think about it, in 4 generations' time of your lineage, they're gonna know that name. That name's gonna be relevant to them. So you're labeling this person and that label's gonna be around for a solid 150 years from now. So people are gonna be using that. Um, that's the other thing. Like, I don't wanna call it like one of those bloody silly names like the celebrities do. Um, Aggie, yeah. I know an Aggie. Her name's Maggie, but we call it Aggie. Achilles is cool, but you're always going to have this link to the Achilles heel, aren't you? But I do like Achilles, like Ares. And one name that we really liked is Apollo. But and this is the other thing, right? Is that whatever you call your kid, however obscure, however specific that to a famous person, in your head, your kid will become that person, not the famous person. Even though it's counterintuitive, even though you think, oh, everyone will think of Blur when I name it Blur. Um, yeah, funny. Um, Apollo, and also, so when I say Apollo, obviously straight away everyone thinks of Apollo Creed, but it's obviously the god of the sun. So I do like the idea of the name Apollo. It's on the list. I do like Ares though. Ares, Ares, god of war. I do like that. It's got short, it's sweet, it's got a good ring to it, it's strong. There's so many names, but it's a big decision and it shouldn't be taken lightly. Do you know what I said to my kids the other day? Um, oh, we've got 2 Giovannis that I work with 2 men called Giovanni on the Isle of Man. Funny that, isn't it? I know, I know. Alexander's joined in, but then there's so many Alexes. Um, pagan god. Yeah, Apollo, the god of the sun. So Katie, you've obviously just joined us. So my daughter's called Athena and my son's called Adonis. So that we've got a Greek sort of theme going for those two, but we're kind of meh. But there's a lot. And then you go down the Saxon route and you look at the Saxon names and they begin with Aethel or Ethel. Um, and if it's a boy, Aethel, it begins with A, obviously Thel, and then so that's the prefix before, and then you get a name afterwards, like Wolf. Although Aethel doesn't, it's not. You say Aethel, that sounds a bit weird, and it sounds like anal as well, doesn't it? I cannot. Can you imagine giving your kid a name and then it's ridiculed its whole life? Oh, so there's homeschooling. I'll tell you what. Leonidas is on our list. So is Aphrodite. So this is the thing, right? Do we branch off and go Norse? I quite like the idea of that because we're on the Isle of Man and there's a lot of Norse heritage here, which is the other thing. Uhtred, that is on our list as well because we've just finished watching Last Kingdom again. Leo's yeah, Leo, it's short for Leonardo. I know. Yeah, this is the quandary we're in. Do we stay Greek or do we move? If we move, there's a lot of choice, but then you haven't got the the collective between the 3 of them. It's tough, Areola. But yeah, there's a lot of choices. So we're keeping our mind open. I think we'll wait. We've got a long list, and then what we'll do, when it's born, how cool is that moment when in the hospital, those like 8 to 12 hours, if you're fortunate enough where your baby's born and everything went well and your wife's just laying there and she's asleep and then the newborn in your hands, you just get to just be there. Cool, isn't it? There's not many other times in life where you just get to be really fucking present, is there? Just sit, just be quiet. Little nose breathing or trying to breathe. Pretty cool. Yeah. Stavros. I'm thinking of Davros. My child, yeah, Tombola. Don't know if you have them where you are. Davros was in Doctor Who. Not that I watched Doctor Who, but I still know that shit. Exactly, Crossfire. Exactly. I wish I was. Homer. No, you like homos. Demetrius. Yeah, see, there's just so many good Greek names. It's so cool. Johnson. Yeah, then he'd know nothing, would he? Has anyone gone back and watched Game of Thrones yet? Has it been long enough where anyone's gone back and watched it again? Yeah, do you know what, CrossFat? That's a great point. I'm beginning to think you might be my wife. She suggested Atticus, and I said to her, we know 2 of those already that are under the age of 5. Windex. No, it's the first time. Yeah. Trump chat. Yeah. So has anyone gone back and watched Game of Thrones at all? Suffolk. That's an area in England, Suffolk. Septic tanks, Yanks. Did you go to? So Daniel, what have you been talking to someone? Where are you in the chat? Why has Suffolk come up? Why are you talking about Suffolk? I want to know. I need to know. Did the UK? No, not really. I never read it. Do you think so, Jet? Why is it on there? Fuck off. Kelly Fuse. Yeah. All right. Greatest show in TV history. So, are you finished it again? So you have watched it again. Did you experience it different? Right. I've never seen that film. I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking Windex is a window cleaner. Okay. Suffolk is a region in England. Probably why it's called Suffolk over there. Major Atticus. That was much more interesting to me after I knew what was going to happen. Yeah, I guess that could be a good way of watching it because except the Red Wedding. You don't want to know what's coming there, do you? That was really cool. Eros. I like Eros as well. That's a good contribution. And he's sore backwards. Oh, but then if he's sore backwards, it means his back is sore. Why would he ever sore back? What's he been up to? Got pissed me off. Why? Anyway. Story behind Greeks and Windex was there was a cure all in Greece that was blue. Immigrants came here and used it, but it's still also kind of okay. Power bottoms. Good. My daughter's crying. Don't know why. Right, I don't want to sound mean, right? Are there any particular types of crying that your kids do that just make you laugh? Because there's so many. Like whenever my daughter cries, when she hurts herself a little bit and then she cries, like when it's something stupid, like she just hit her head on the side of a door frame. She wasn't looking where she was going. There's a certain pitch that she cries at that just makes me laugh. Um, I can't stand fake crying, Joseph. It does my head in. It really annoys me. Crying for money. Yeah, there we go. Cross fat with the rhyme slang. Shirts, your Bristols. Oh, it is the worst, isn't it? Stop whining. Do you lot like Arnie again yet? Can I say how much I love him again yet after the whole what was it, screw your freedoms thing? Am I allowed to like him again? I'm not sure what I'm allowed to like. Oh, bye, Jeremy. Thanks for being here. Annoying, isn't it? Especially when you take such pride in not crying yourself. Anyway, anyone else got anything they want to talk about before I head off? Oh man, did you see? Did you see? I'm going to pull it up here somewhere. Trampoline. It might not be. Oh, fuck's sake, it's not on it. So Jenna at CrossFit, she posted a show us your deadlift. You really want to see my deadlift, do you? Jenna Hocker at CrossFit she shared a video. What the fuck? She shared a video of an advert, that I think it was either Venus or Serena Williams. Probably top 5 film for me ever. Any film, Commando. Yeah. Bennett. Hey, Bennett. He's it's like Fat Freddie Mercury with like a mesh see-through vest, tank top. Like that whole, he threatens the girl a lot, and it's like the way that he kills him is amazing. Yeah, the yellow Porsche that he flips over. Do you remember the inconsistencies there, CrossFat? When it goes on its side and gets all scuffed and it's all fucked, and then Arnie, because he's a fucking lad, after he drops what was the guy's name, Henna? You remember Sully? Hey Sully, you remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. And then he drops it and goes, ah! And then he walks over and then he flips the yellow 911 and there's no damage. Completely damage free. Annoying. Remember I said I'd kill you last? That's right, you did. I lied. What are we talking about? Yeah. Are we allowed to like him again? Is that all right? Is that okay? So you want to see my deadlift? Hang on. If you want to see my deadlift, am I Jake? I think you might be. So what have I got here then? If you want to be my granddad. He said, yeah, exactly. And coronaries as well. So he's all right. What was that film? I really like that film where he was like this is going to describe 1,000 different films, where he was the sheriff of a town and there was like these drifters coming through. That's good. Anyway, you'll know what I mean. I like you, Sully. That's why I'm gonna kill you last. I did watch Sopranos, and it's bittersweet that he died in real life, because it's sort of, it doesn't leave any room for it to come back. It's sort of answered that question. We're done with it. Last Stand, yeah. And there was the one. Do you remember The Rock was in a film when he was all small? It was like from 2003. It was called something different in the US. It was called like Welcome to the Jungle or something. And there was this logging town, and he goes back from the army, and then there's an evil gang, and there's the guy with the yellow hair that was in Mad Men. And then he owns a casino, and then they fight. And Arnie is a bouncer, and he's leaving a nightclub when The Rock first comes in, and he goes, "It's your turn," or something. And it was like, oh, he's handed over. The Rundown, yeah, it was called The Rundown, and it had Stifler in it, didn't it? I think. And it was over here. It's called Welcome to the Jungle, and I don't know why. Walking Tall, yeah, Walking Tall. It was called Welcome to the Jungle, and I don't know why it wasn't called Walking Tall here. I've got no idea. Was it? Yeah. Am I? Yeah, I know. I went. You've missed it. So I went from the one in the town where it's the sheriff and there's drifters and there's the druggies, and then there's the other film with the logging thing where Arnie hands over. The Rundown goes. Oh, yeah, I think it was called Bell Bottoms. That's why I watched it 80 million times. Sean William Scott. Are there any people from American Pie that still like look? Because that's old now. Oh no, is he? That's annoying. So browser can't access the screen. Try capturing it. Hey, what? What you talking about, yeah? What the fuck you talking? Share. Hang on. Let's have a hooky. Stacy's mom got it going on. Why can't I might need to just pull up a file. Video file. In my video file. There we go. Can I open this one now? Is that gonna work? Is that gonna be okay? Here we go. This is what Sean wants. This is the extended cut. So this is shit. I haven't watched Sick Week actually. This was 215. Deadlift has always been my weakest lift. I only got up to like 245 when I was younger. Kilos. Jesus, close. Go away. Oi. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Look at that shape. So yeah, that was 215 kilos, so it's not heavy. It's 475 pounds. So it's not like record breaking or anything, but it's what I need to hit at the comp in 2 weeks' time. Under 93 kilos, which is what I'm going to do. 190 squat, 130 bench. There we go. Yesterday's workout was shit. It was a sprint one. It was a thanks, Joseph. It was we did some. I did bench yesterday as well. We did chest to bar, T-bar rows, dumbbell bench, and then we did one round for time. So it's a sprint of 50 cal echo, 50 wall balls. pacing was a really fucking tricky one on that. 50 cal echo, 50 wall balls, obviously 10 feet. And I think your wall balls are 20 pounds. Ours is 9 kilos. So yeah, 20 pounds. So 10 feet, 20 pounds. So 50 reps. No, I know, Sean. So rounded upper back, relatively effective and safe and optimal for a lot of people. Hit that for a double today, then ran 4 miles. Hit what? What did you do? What did you do for a double? You mean deadlifts? You hit 475 for a double, and then right, cool, whatever. Yeah, Leighton Norton. So he's a super. He's weird. I hate all that setup at the top end of power. There's so many weird rituals and fucking routines. It's that like toe thing when they dig it in and do that. Yeah, exactly. What's this? 4x2 dead stop, but straps. Okay. Yeah, do you know what? I haven't used straps for years because I just use hook grip and I don't lift heavy enough in deadlift anymore. I've tried to prioritize back squat. I found over the years that I get a lot more transfer and, in all honesty, safety from in the back from doing back squat. I know it's counterintuitive for a lot of people, but I just found it back squat does the same because I'm low bar. I tend to hinge quite a bit. Ollie loops. Yeah, they're much better. Much easier to let go if you do. I think anyone wanting to get a bigger deadlift has to do dead stop. It's not touch and go. Straps are for pussies. Straps are for I can't do that much axial fatigue. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Yeah. Straps are like fucking you'd be amazed. Like I was talking to my father-in-law who won the Commonwealth Games of weightlifting. With weightlifting, you stop using straps about 2 weeks before comps, so you carry on just to see where you're at and do that. Yeah, you get a lot more muscular activation and power development with straps. So they're not all about making it easy because they don't make it easy. You're still lifting the load. It's just shifting away from grip strength and putting it onto the actual. Yeah, and if you think about the intent of your session, training can get a lot better with straps. So they are very, 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 very useful and good tools. Yeah, lift beyond grip fatigue. Yeah, exactly. But you don't always lift with straps, and also you would take away the straps just before you do go to comp. Training with straps for comp, not using them. No, you just taper them out. It's not all. Yeah, exactly. You don't just use straps every time you lift. See, this is really good conversation, and because obviously every single CrossFit gym does deadlifts and incorporates heavy stuff and incorporates the power. And what we talked about earlier was the influence and the amount of people that have gone into these barbell sports from CrossFit affiliates. And one thing that I'm always surprised at is like how many of you in the chat do CrossFit at an affiliate? I'm pretty certain. How many of you are there? 15 at the moment. I reckon at least 10 of you go to an affiliate and do CrossFit, right? Let's just say 10 for argument's sake. How many of you 10 have done a powerlifting meet, a fully sanctioned tier 3, whatever, going and doing an SBD power meet? Sabir, I know you've got into the your country's bench and you've been doing it. You told me earlier, but how many of you have actually gone and registered and gone to a meet? It provides so much value and it can work within your CrossFit training. You don't have to change anything. You're not going to hit PBs at competitions most of the time, 99% of the time. Just fucking register for one, buy yourself a singlet, How about yeah, but this is the thing, Megan. You don't think you're strong enough. You'd be fucking amazed at how strong CrossFitters are when they go to a tier 3, like a local meet that's sanctioned by your US powerlifting or whoever, like at the tier 3. You would be shocked. You realize that yeah, but you'd be shocked at the level of people is so varied. You imagine it's go to a CrossFit event, go to like a random CrossFit event regionally. They will have like scaled, intermediate, RX, elite, and everything. You have that. You're all within your own sort of, group, but you're working with all the women lighter weights. But honestly, you learn so much about lifting cycles, about tapering, about lifting efficiency, about positioning. You learn about what it's like to lift on stage. You learn from the best of the people. It can work within if random person, Jethro, right? From the chat. I mean, you're not random, but in the chat. If Jethro, if you searched within the US powerlifting data bank, whatever you want to call it, for an event in your area, you'd find one. You buy a ticket, it'll be like $30. You register, you get yourself a singlet, you watch a couple of meets on YouTube. We help you. We talk to you a little bit about what's to be expected, and you watch a few videos. You turn up, you weigh in, you get given your bits of paper to declare your weights when you're coming off the platform. You declare your openers, so you tell them what you're going to go at, and then you just do it. And you don't have to hit certain weights. If you've never done it before, you can just go and treat it as just an experience to try a different type of sport. And there's so much to be benefited out of it. And it's such a cheap sport. You've already got all the knowledge you need to do in terms of that. But it's so cool going to these different events. And because we do a hell of a lot of squatting, benching, and deadlifting in CrossFit, it's stuff that you already do anyway. So you don't in reality, you don't really need to adjust too much to go to one of these events, like amateur tier 3 events. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. And I think I'm always shocked at how few people at the affiliate level, what we've seen, like it used to be that people would do that, but what we've seen is people seeing CrossFit affiliates and CrossFit training prepping you for CrossFit events only. That was the only thing you could do. And if you weren't doing that, if you're doing events, you just became a weightlifter, you became a powerlifter. But then look, and Hyrox is the newest one where people train for a Hyrox event by doing CrossFit. It's the same principle. Go and do fucking a powerlifting meet or a weightlifting meet. If you're confident in your approach to weightlifting and you know numbers that you can hit every day when you walk into a gym, just fucking register for an event. It's so cheap. It's $30 tops. And then you just turn up, and I have a couple of you doing it. How many CrossFitters done a marathon with it? Yeah, exactly. There's so many other sports. And I'm always doing paper training. Yeah, cool, done, sorted. I've got me and Jon have got fucking hundreds of them for different people. We'll do it. It's pretty basic template. I'd love to have Fergie on, but Fergie was, I don't know if you know this, but Fergie is a fucking strong guy. And when he was younger, he was in the US, like he was a collegiate level powerlifter. He was on the front cover of like USA Powerlifting magazine. Like he was a fucking big, strong dude. Which is why I love him. But yeah, Jeffrey, me and Jon will sort you out. We'll sort you out for that. Gaining strength for SBD, the worst thing you can do is yeah, exactly. You realize how simple it is just getting basic power building template. Is it? Yeah. It's so cool and it's so effective, and yeah. Yeah, there's so many. You think about it, there's so many niches you could tick as a competition. So infinite variables, aren't there? Pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. The depth in the chest, the broadening of the shoulders, the hamstrings, the glutes. That you get that power body. You think of who is it? Was it Yeah, that's the other thing. Um, yeah. It is. So you've got to be IPF approved. So International Powerlifting Federation have to be approved. Now, if you go to so there's a brand called SBD, British company, and I think they've gone abroad now. I think they sponsor. They're the official manufacturer for the Worlds. I think. Yeah, powerlifting it is a squat, then bench, then deadlift. So the brand is easy way to remember SBD. They're also a brand. All of their kit is sanctioned by the IPF. Um, Sean, totally. That you can, as a CrossFitter, if you, and this is the reason why it's so important to focus on form, technique, intensity, learning, education, nutrition, all of it, because it preps you for fucking anything. And you could walk in and do a good enough job at pretty much all of those sports that we've listed. I think belts are annoying bit too, and wraps, yeah. So again, I've got what are they called? AV7, I think the brand name is called. I've got wrist straps for bench. I only wear them for bench when I need to because I've gone wide grip recently because I can now with my shoulder. But yeah, I've got basic SBD knee sleeves. They're 5 mil, and I wear flats to squat in now. I used to wear lifters to gain that advantage, but it's fucking kills my knees. A7, that's it. Going too far over on my toes kills my knees and squatting. So I've adjusted for a flat squat. What's a great choice? Don't know. No, I didn't make fun of you for that. If mechanically it works, I'm sure I didn't. Have you got any screenshots, Sean? But yeah, so if you're wearing flats and sanctioned shoes, it's great. 150. But yeah, so the belt is a really good. You're not allowed to wear Velcro belts for powerlifting. So, Jeffrey, you'd have to ditch any Velcro. Like I wear a Velcro Rogue belt for random CrossFit shit if I'm lifting. But you have to wear either a lever, which is like a lever open, or the belts with a prong. You have to have one of them. There's certain belts you can't use. And then the knee sleeves have to be sanctioned. You're not allowed to wear branded gear that isn't approved, too flashy stuff. You have to wear a cotton t-shirt, a non-slip cotton t-shirt underneath your singlet. Your singlet has to be approved. And men, you've got to wear Y fronts, so briefs. You're not allowed to wear boxer shorts underneath. They're not sanctioned because they can, in some respects, add a competitive advantage with tension through the legs. Pioneer but under IPF Rogue isn't Jeffrey. But this is the thing, right? So you think of all of this shit that we're talking about, it falls under CrossFit. All your training, all the kit that you'll buy, all of everything. Don't wear a singlet to a CrossFit fucking affiliate and train in it. But all of it, you can then use it for CrossFit and it will improve it. Like it's a really cool way of training. And you don't need to necessarily, if you didn't want to train specifically for it, you can just show it. As long as you're technical and you follow command and you do the movement standards, you're fine. There's no pressure to hit certain weights or anything like that. You just declare what you're going to do. That would be so cool, wouldn't it? Friday night lights followed by Saturday singlets, singlet Saturdays. I know Mike Sowers doing singlet every day. Yeah. See, I could go back to using lifters. And here's the good thing. I will take my lifters, and I've got the Adidas weightlifting ones, not the Adi Power, the weightlifting ones that are slightly bigger. if after my first lift I don't get depth, I will get them out of the bag and I'll use them for depth. I know it'll kill my knees, but um, equipped numbers. Now, when you say equipped, no, not the least things. They were weird. They were those ones with like the wire, weren't they? Like the grey. I'm sure they were the grey ones with a weird wire thing on the top. They were weird. I'll tell you the lifters I fucking hated, and I know at least one of you in here is going to love them. The Innovate ones. Oh, they're so ugly. They were always so fucking ugly. So Sean, you've got two channels of powerlifting. Yeah, yeah. You've got two channels of powerlifting. You've got raw and equipped. So with raw, you're allowed wrist straps, belt, knee sleeves, and lifting shoes, but your singlet has got to be regular. Yeah, just awful. I just can't. The Innovates just. I don't know what it was. It was whether it was like Edam cheese, the actual. Yeah, Addy stuff. Fuck me, they were good. Do you know what? My father-in-law wore Adidas singlets for comp in the 80s and 90s, and they're the full like nipples fully out, and he's totally raw. There's no obviously lifters, no belt, no sleeves, no nothing. Fucking brilliant. Yeah, there were people at my gym that had them, and yeah, I maybe it was the way they just looked. I never had any. It's just the way that they looked. But then again, I fucking bought those horrible Reebok lifters, the first ones, and there was this like, hang on, they were really ugly, really ugly. The U-Form CrossFit Reebok lifters U-Form, and they were like this yellow, horrible, like, are there going to be any here? Maybe they're not classed as yellow. Maybe orange. But they were fucking awful. Hang on. They were so bad. Maybe if I don't put... Ah, there they are. Fuck me. They're even worse now. Jesus Christ. But this is embarrassing. Oh, I feel embarrassed bringing these up. But these things, I mean, they're fucking awful. And I remember putting them in the oven to mold them for my feet. But I remember when these babies came out and they looked so much better. They looked so much better than the other things. Funny story with these ones, the white ones. Oh no, it was these ones, the grayer ones. We did Nancy. Could come in the oven. We did Nancy one day, and my mate didn't know about lifters. Like he knew that they were for lifting, but he thought you could just wear them all the time. Yeah. We were doing Nancy. He fucking put the on, and he went for the run. He went for the 400 run, the first round in lifters, and you just hear this clonk, 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 running away, and then clonk, 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 him coming back, and he went, "These shoes aren't very comfy." What a knob! But then he had to have, because he couldn't fucking overhead squat for shit, so he had to use them for the overhead squats. Lifters were the first. Yeah, I think for quite a lot they were, because around that time, yeah, you're not running in them, are you? But yeah, have I shown you that? I haven't got the picture, have I? I've shown a few of you a picture. I was in a hotel. Um, oh man, yeah. Um, hang on, do you remember the Innovate tried to sell something with Valcon there? Are you on about the clip-on heel? Because Innovate had, I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Might not be, but Innovate had these fucking clip-on heels so that you could literally have your trainers or your nanos or your Innovates, obviously, and you would clip on the fucking lifting heel for lifting in. I mean, what would the benefit of that be? So in a you don't have to buy two pairs of shoes. Yeah, external hands. What the fuck? Like, the good old days, eh? Innovation and all that. Innovate. Yeah, funny. Yeah. Good. Do you think people will look back in however long that was? When was that? 12, 13, what are we now? Do you think people look back at 12, 13 years' time and look at our CrossFit shit and go, that was the good old days? Is there anything going on now that you think historically will be seen as positive and harken back to that? Don't know. Although to be fair, everything I've just said was shit. Shocking shit. Whoa. High socks and booty. Yeah, that was a good look. That was just the men. No, I'm kidding. I've still got a couple of pairs of Reebok CrossFit shorts that are like knee length. Those board shorts. When I started CrossFit, board shorts were cool, and you'd wear knee length board shorts. And now everything's fucking tiny shorts again. Really annoying me. We'll have the long shorts back. Stussy. Hogs, the Hoganator. Yeah. Good. Anyway, 6:15 here now. I got pizza tonight. I can't wait. On all the weight I've lost this week. I know that doesn't work. I know. But the thing is, PK's in a difficult position because he knows that he used to love those kind of kit. Yeah. So here's the thing. So you know the bodybuild what's the bodybuilding category? Is it physique? There's the men's physique. I think it's the physique category where they wear board shorts. And they look jacked on stage and they're sort of like the mid weights. And they just wear board shorts. That's what it used to be. Giant text. Yeah. So one of my favorite t-shirts of all time is from that CF74 period, whatever year. Was that 14? Was that 2014, 2015 maybe? Physique or classic, one doesn't do. Yeah, one of them, whatever the one does, board shorts. The irony is they've got really fucking good legs. They still train legs. It's just covered up. The CF74, it was an orange and black t-shirt. And I'm sure it had like a line going across and it was like black and orange. Hang on. I'm sorry. This is such a terrible show. I'm really sorry. CrossFit Reebok, CF74 t-shirt. It didn't have a line. It had a panel. Oh, that's so good. And I had a couple of the long sleeve version was real fucking good as well. Hang on. Yeah, they're really big in real life. Hang on. This one, right? So I'm sure it had a bit more detail on than that. It might have been that. Were these CrossFit? Were these the ones that you could have your name printed on the back as well? That one was this one here. It was like a shiny material. This was the back of the t-shirt. I'm sure that was on the back, and you just had CrossFit on the front. That era of that, like 2014-15. These t-shirts, I never quite got all this shit, but that's fine. I don't have to get everything. Yeah, it was good. Very good, very good. Helicopter, helicopter. The fours. So when they came out, everyone was so happy that the threes had fucked off. It wasn't quite the twos, was it? Not quite the twos, baby. I never got into these. Were they the six? No, they were the sevens. They're the sevens. I think they were, because the sixes were really nice. Did like the sixes. They were reminiscent of the. I've got 3 pairs of these. By the way, I've got a pair of these exact ones, the beige ones. In well, I haven't used them. They're brand new. They haven't been used at all. I've got these in black, and I've got 2 pairs of the beige ones, and they're not used. If anyone wants me to sell them to them, oh yeah, the sixes, they're pretty cool, aren't they? I've got those, but in red still. I think I've got them somewhere. But do you know what my army bit? Yeah, 2s to 6 and 9. So generally speaking, generally it's the even numbers that have been better, and the odd numbers have been just shit most of the time. The 9s were good, weren't they? There's the 9 and the 10 were fairly similar, weren't they? I seem to remember during COVID, the 9s and the 10s were like on offer. 7's just bland and shit. The 5s I didn't really like. They were weren't they were the Kevlar ones, and they were just like fucking rock solid. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Right. On that bombshell. See, Sean, I've heard, CrossFat might know better than me. I've heard. Did you like them? I never had a pair. I think I was too cool for them. See, I've heard, Sean, that they alternated between soft, hard, so that you would buy ones consistently and try them, but then they would be hard and then soft, and they would suit different people each time. Okay. Yeah, soft top and hard fucking shit. Cool. Oh, fucking hell, coming up to 2 hours. Right. CrossFat. I have got 2 pairs of the ones. Shall I go and get them? Can you talk to yourselves for like, I'll be like 1 minute. I'm coming. I'm coming. Right, so now. Thanks. So now where are we? So now I'm gonna lead this with my pride and joy, right? I am a disappointment. My pride and joy, and I can't do anything about how fucking tatty they are anymore. Reebok did a run of these Nano 2 special editions that Castro sort of got hold of. These are 2s and they're bison leather. And I fucking look, I've worn. Fuck. And there's nothing I can do to get them repaired, but they're bison anyway. Yeah, did you have were the white ones? Were they snake skin or something? So there's those, and then I've got the purple and silver or white ones that are relatively unscathed, actually. And then I've got these aren't as particularly nice. The yellow banana ones. Ostrich, that sounds more like it. And then these are the unused beige ones, totally unused, brand new. And they are, where's the camera? Well, they're US 11. But yeah, the ones, so the big ones are the US 11, AG colorway 2, ones were bomb-proof. Yeah. These, if ever there's a workout that's like deadlifts and toes to bar, these are the shit. They're so light. But yeah, anyway. Cool. Little foot for such. Oh, bye, Jet. Have a lovely day now. Go get town, listen to Yacht Rock. What's Yacht Rock? Yeah, I'm US 11, which is a 10 in the UK. Anyway, yeah, cool. That's my shoe. That's part of my shoe collection. The rest of it's made up of like weird stuff and Nano 2s. I've probably got about, I'm not joking, I've probably got about 11 pairs of 2s. And I think only 4 of those pairs are the old Reebok ones. The majority of them are the redos, and they're a bit different. I mean, they look all right. I'll tell you what I did get, the Nano OG. The Nano OG that came out in 2020. It was the 10-year anniversary of the Nano. It might have been 21. But I got black ones, and they were amazing. They were really well built. Or 11 till I started running, blah, blah, blah. It's US 11 KDL. Hang on. There's actually, tell you what, these are US 12. I remember one of them was a slightly different one, but all the rest are US 11. Oh, well, if you want to make sure you're really cool, you got to get some of those with a Rogue plate thing on it. Anyway, right. I hope you had a lovely time with me. Thank you all for being here. It's made my afternoon much more bearable than sitting and doing nothing and not having a yes, Crocs fit. There you go, Crocs fit. Have you seen the Kane brand recovery shoes? No. Nope. Tell you what, I'll look them up after I've hung up and have a look and feedback. I'd rather walk not home. Fuck you. They're good. They're so comfy, and they got sport mode. So when you want to go fast, go like that. Go, whoop, then you're in sport mode. You can go really quick. Didn't know you were still here. I wouldn't have shown my Crocs. Right. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Whatever time of day it is for you. I've got my pizza to eat and then other things. So have a lovely day. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so much. Peace to you all. Amen. Bye-bye.